Season 4, Episode 10. Moshi Podcast Des. I'm Zach here with. I think you just. I think
Oh,
you moved so violently that it like froze on my screen. You're like.
I know you froze too a little bit, so I was like, happy face, sad face. um, we watched. Wait, what happened? Oh, okay, that okay.
I don't know. That's my happy face, sad face.
Happy face, sad face. No, that's not the show we watched. We watched
If that is a show.
WandaVision. It's now episode 8. Oh, also no intro this time. No WandaVision because there's no Vision anymore. Because Vision is somewhere. Why hasn't he popped up yet? Like the Vision that's actually in. Because then he'd go like he's like, okay, I'm out of here. Fuck this. And Darcy's now left where everyone's like doing all this shit.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible that he's just chilling out in the real world, or trying to find her. But we never really established. We never really established that he was able.
Chilling. I was like, Wanda was mean to me.
But we didn't know if he could
able to what?
survive outside of her bubble.
No, he can't. He broke apart. Remember?
Yeah. So I mean, if he is trying to get outside.
Oh no, I don't think he's trying to get outside. He just got
oh.
outside of the truck that because Wanda was trying to stop her all the time. Who knows that Wanda or was it Agatha? Because Agatha was behind it all. For the last episode, spoilers ahead. But so Agatha's a witch, an actual witch, who has magical powers back in the Salem's. That was like I think 1980. No.
Yes, the Salem witch trials of 1986. I remember them well. I wasn't even alive. Because it was witchcraft. The 80s was filled with witchcraft.
It was 1800.
I think it was like
1890.
I think it was like 1600. It was even further back than that. Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, man. Because we read it and I was like, okay, Salem, Massachusetts, and then I read it and I was like, and it's gone now. Like our brain's like, doesn't matter.
You were like,
so Agatha is apparently like,
huh? I was gonna say you were like, this was the 1980s to me. Without even, you're just like, that's the year that that has to be it. That has to be it.
To be honest, we weren't born in the 1980s, so whatever we think the 1980s is just what was told to us.
Yeah.
So
history was a lie.
Just all been lying or just keeping the rules. You don't know unless you really lived it. Everything else is just in a book, and then you find out like 10 years later, oh yeah, Christopher Columbus wasn't actually the one who discovered America. He's an asshole who gave people smallpox with blankets.
And Ronald Reagan is a figment of my imagination.
Tear down this wall.
Make WandaVision in 35 years. I don't even think I got
that would be something that would cut like. But anyway, so Agatha, we found out that like she was. It wasn't the Salem witch trial, which I thought it was. It was just the witch covenant, just going, hey, by the way, we know you've been reading our dark magic. I get it that the queen of witches, which I guess what she was because they knew to it. But yeah, I know she's your mom and all, but yeah, no, you probably shouldn't have done that. So we're going to start to eldritch blast you with mana and magic. Oh wait, do you know dark magic? And of course, could counteract this because you learn forbidden magic. Like I don't know what was. I was just like, she's going to use it against you. She knows better magic. And happening? Did you not expect? Oh, did she kill off all the witch kind? No, but of course, Big Mama could just kill her. Oh, it didn't work because why would it have?
Right.
So she like turned it against her mom, and I'm just like, oh. Of course, we. Agatha, she's trying to understand how Scarlet Witch was able to do magic that was so hard for her to do. Also, the fact that Agatha can prolong time, which let's not get into that. Apparently, she's like, "Oh, I've learned how to transmute people and mind control. But
Yeah.
let's never tell you how I got infinite life. All this other stuff matters more. The fact that I've lived for too long, don't age. But yeah, so apparently when Scarlet Witch did that whole thing, she was trying to learn, like, Agatha's trying to just learn, okay, how did this happen? How did you gain this power? Or how did you do this? And Scarlet Witch, like she's been saying before, she doesn't know. She doesn't remember. But we did get to learn about a lot of her past, and also sitcoms. They much into it because they back in Soviet Russia. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Well, I thought that was Sokovia.
Sokovia, yes.
But I thought that was a really interesting part because, like, in my mind when the show started, and I'm thinking, okay, so what's the meaning of the television shows? And like the only logical thing I could think of is like, well, okay, she had to have watched because she's just a normal person like we are. Maybe she just caught these shows throughout her life, but she's not. But I'm like, she's not as old enough to be around for when those shows aired, the early ones. So I'm like, oh, well, we watch
Van Dyke.
Yeah, exactly. Like we watched that stuff on Nick at Night. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe she watched it like we did. But then, like, the way that they set it up in the story, it's like, oh, her dad used to try to sell DVDs of sitcoms back in the 2000s. Like, that makes perfect sense. So, and it's the same it's the sitcoms that she,
course,
like, mishmashed. Like, it's Dick Van Dyke and I Love Lucy together. Like, you know, Bewitched was there. The freaking Family Ties was there. So... But yeah,
that's why she was playing off that same like, oh yeah, there's an audience, and then everything can happen in this thing. Also, I found it hilarious that like those cameras are always there, like apparently, but I guess only Scarlet Witch. I don't know how Vision never noticed. There's cameras everywhere. Who knows? Who knows how that went? But yeah, so what was you gonna say?
Oh no, nothing. I was gonna say nothing.
Oh. But yeah, no. So you find out that's like when the bomb went off, and then, or the bomb hit the place but didn't go off, so it didn't kill them. They were stuck there for 2 days until Hydra ever found them. Which I know Agatha was like, oh, maybe you use a probability hex on the bomb, which is like, oh no, it just was faulty, and I'm like, wait, but did she do it? Like, did she have, like... Because now they're trying to make it seem like, of course, Scarlet Witch had powers before the whole, we're going to test on you and give you powers. Which, that's why Quicksilver is maybe Quicksilver always had powers, and all that Hydra's been doing is enhancing or maturing those powers before they went to...
Yeah, bringing the powers out.
Bringing it forth,
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But they were always tapped in there.
Yeah.
Which who knows?
I mean, because to me it was interesting that, for me, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, so what was Agatha's motivation here? Like, what is she trying to extract from her memories to understand about her? Because she's like, I know, like, she needs to, it's like she needs to single out that she is who she thinks she is. Like, because when you get towards the end, she's like, okay, well, you are the one that I thought. You are the Scarlet Witch. And it's like...
Yeah. Witch.
Yeah, so it's like, did she, like, you know, okay, so she knew about this, like, fabled witch, and she's been just trying to confirm this, and that's why she's, infiltrated this. And how did she know that Scarlet Witch went to Westfield or Westview or whatever it's called? How did she know where to go and where to be?
Well, I think she was saying about, like, the power that was used. Yeah, I think the power that Scarlet Witch was using at that point, like, apparently she was saying, like, oh, it attracted me to you to come here, but then at the same time, like, weren't you already always here, though?
Yeah, were you living there? Like,
because it seemed like she was doing it. And I'm like, what's the probability of I'm in the right place at the right time? Right. I can't imagine that actually just happening for her. But I guess apparently that was happened, or she just infiltrated the place. But they don't go into that much of it's about Scarlet Witch and how she did it. But there was a whole thing with the Mind Stone. Like, so this is the part where I kind of knew what was like once she saw the Mind Stone, it like broke out of the whole like the Loki here attached to her, and Scarlet Witch fell, or I forgot her fucking actual name. Holy shit. Wanda, there it is.
Yes. the whole name of the show.
Maximoff, yeah. So when she fell down, like, there apparently what the Hydra saw was just a girl go in, look for 2 seconds at something, fall down, and they're like, "The fuck happened?" So no, seeing that she only saw it, so I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" Or she's linked to the Mind Stone, which then that kind of like the only thing that kind of gives me issue on is that I'm like, wait, so is Vision's actual attraction to Wanda even technically genuine, or was it just the Mind Stone? Like, I know this girl, and like bringing in that feeling of I like Wanda. Yeah, Wanda's a thing. But who knows? They did have that tender moment where like Wanda's like grieving for the fact that Pietro is dead.
My dear Pietro.
And everything. And then like
and
then of course oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, didn't Agatha go like, oh yeah, my the Pietro that I made up, I call him Fietro, like he's fake Pietro.
Pietro, yeah. He's fake.
But
yeah,
I mean that explained all of that, which was good, because I was like thinking like he has to be, he can't be the real deal. Like how does he know that the whole thing is a? And it was like she said he was my eyes and ears, and it makes perfect sense because he was asking her the questions about like how did you do all this. Because she was the same way. She's like, I'm amazed at all the powers you have. And I was like, oh, okay, But
yeah, it would be curious, and like with Pietro's death, and then that was a tender moment because like Vision was saying, which at this point Vision's like a computer, but still like a young kid, which is so weird with Vision because he's like an adult, but he's technically a child because he just was born, like pretty much yesterday. He said, I was born yesterday. I always remember that part with like him and what's his fucking name? God damn, how did I forget names now? Brain damage. No, I was kidding. The main villain in Avengers 2.
Oh, Ultron.
Ultron, there it is.
Yeah.
My body kept saying Ultraman, and I'm like, that's a whole different thing.
that's probably my fault, because before the show, when we were discussing things, I'm like, hey, Ultraman. You got an Ultraman, man.
So my brain is like, this is a robot. Ultron. That was an interesting thing. But like Vision was talking to her about that, like, oh, grief is the meaning like that you've gotten into love. Which I'm thinking like that's true, because like it would be worse, like, yes, the death of a loved one is bad, but it would be worse for the person to just be like, no, everything's fine. Everything's good. Cool. I feel no pain from this. I'm just going to keep doing my life, because that person is going to have a mental fucking breakdown randomly on a fucking Tuesday. They're going to be just driving. And it's like, Lincoln, are you correct? He like goes into the everything's fine. Like that's what's gonna happen if you have a mental. Like it's good that you feel feelings. You should always feel feelings. Don't hide that shit in. You shouldn't do it at certain parts. Like don't fucking cry randomly at work or something. Like,
are you okay? Do I look okay, Todd?
It would be a Todd that would say that to you.
Fucking Todd.
It's like, nah, I think he's not okay. Thank you, Captain Frank. It's like Captain Obvious Frank. Like, I'm just trying to help.
Just doing my best.
But yeah, just doing my best. So like Vision talking about that, and they have that nice moment together. And then I'm like, oh, maybe this is where that attraction came from, because Vision takes her out of like that whole like feeling sad for yourself and depression and all that stuff. So that's why Wanda likes Vision a lot, and that Vision can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because all of Wanda's friends constantly just put her in a room. Oh, you had to deal with something bad. Go to your room. No one talks to her.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's fucking hell.
It's like, oh, you're going through something traumatic? Sit in a corner and think about what you've done.
Like, sheesh. But to be honest, I don't really see Iron Man being the most talkative person, aside from to Spider-Man, this is why their dynamic was so good because Tony Stark pretty much it's like his go-to. Like, yeah, he talks to the other Avengers, but do they really have intimate moments together? Like, everyone technically has their own life as, like, I guess how normal people would. Like, normal adults are going to be like, I have a family. Like, they just go.
Exactly.
No one's there for Wanda. The Wanda who is technically a grown-ass woman, but compared to everybody else in the Avengers, she's a child. Like,
it's like
compared to how old the other ones are.
I just imagine somebody walking up to her on like the at the Avengers like little compound or campus that they have and going, "Hey, so I guess you're single and ready to mingle, right?" And then she's like, "Don't fucking talk about it." And then she like, "Don't talk about my boy Vision."
And you're just like, "Ah, no."
I'm so sorry, Wanda. I was trying to flirt with you.
No, there's gonna be that one guy choke me hard. They're like, "Oh." Choke you hard to death. Hey, it's a way to get somebody to stop choking you. You're like, whoa. Unless they're into it, then you have picked the wrong person. Because then they're like, you just see two hands, you're like, oh.
And that's when you black out because they choke you too hard, and then you just lose all consciousness. You wake up in an alley feeling lost and confused.
My kidney's gone.
Look, I'm not bringing this up from experience.
It's experience. The 1,000 hours. But yes, so that whole thing happened with Wanda and Vision, and then it's like, oh, Vision. Once Vision died, this is where we start getting to the part where like Wanda came to the sword, was like, where the hell is Vision? Which I of course would expect that to happen. Mm-hmm. We find out later why she was like, where's Vision? Because she had like a letter that was sent to her. But we'll find out about that later. She goes to the compound. They show her, hey, we're just milking the shit out of Vision. Hope you don't feel bad about this. Oh wait, you feel bad about this because you're human? He's a weapon. Vision was my husband. like the director of Sword is kind of, he was goading the shit out of that girl. Like, I'm like, the way, even his ways of talking, I'm like, there's better ways to say all the things that you're saying right now, dude.
I mean,
like, you know what you're trying to do. Like, so, like, oh, sorry.
I was gonna be like, Coulson, this guy is not. That's for sure. Like, he's.
Oh no, Coulson would have been expert level. And like, Wanda, I understand you're feeling pain. We will instantly give you Vision. Just bury him on the ground. Like, I don't even know why they're doing this. To be real honest. This is bad.
like I can tell that this guy, yes, he's put in this role as being the villain in this story to a degree, but in his mind, it's like he has logic to what he's doing, where he's like, like I could see that he's interested, like he wants to know about the powers, he wants to know about how this all works, and like. That's why I think, like you were bringing up, you said, well, he looked like he was trying to, like...
He was goading the shit out of her.
Yeah, he was instigating because he wanted to, like, get her to...
like, oh, yeah, no one can put her online. Right. What?
Yeah, right? Yeah. like, you're the only one who can put him online. She's like... You
can't do that?
Yeah. And she's like, that's not even why I came here. But it's almost like he put the idea in her head.
Yeah. But then I'm like, okay, that's why she would take the body and bring him back. But then she's just... looks at him, it's like, I can't sense anything of him, and then just walks away. And I was just like, wait, that doesn't make sense, because I remember the video where you said, Wanda just said, fuck everybody, I'm taking the body.
Yeah, right.
Woo! Like, dun, 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 dun. Like, that's what I saw in the vision.
Writing his own story. But at the end, though, we find out why that was, because... And I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming that whatever this project was to like create this like alternate Vision or reborn Vision, I think he might be doing it like under wraps. Like maybe it's not an official.
Oh yeah, no, he does not. No one knows about that whole, because who's gonna know? Iron Man, he's fucking dead. Tony Stark. Rest in peace, baby.
Yeah, right.
So he's never gonna fucking know. I tip my hat up to you, son. Just kidding.
I love you. I love you 3,000, Tony. I love you 3,000.
I bet you 3,000, Mr. 3,000 or Andre 3000 was just like, they stole my thing. That was my thing. I was Andre 3000. Fuck.
I
no
love
one bought me shit.
I love below you, Andre 3000. That's when they have to change it. All right.
But yeah, so we found out because Wanda had the whole like letter from Vision and it's like, this is where we grow old together, which is impossible because Vision doesn't age, and Wanda I guess she eventually aged. I don't know how her magic works.
Possibly.
But
yeah.
it was a good gesture. They were going to live in Westview, which the fun part is when she was driving into Westview and then also seeing the people, which I've noticed, I was like, oh, these are people that we've seen through the episodes, and they were given a better alternative because the woman who was on a date, but she wasn't. She was at a diner eating by herself. In Wanda's version, she husband like, so she would be together with a person. The other guys, sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, you're kind of seeing almost how everything is getting reframed once you learn the truth of the situation and what's going on. So it's like, oh, she didn't actually take Vision. Oh, she was helping these people out while also fulfilling her own selfish
she was just like,
needs.
oh yeah, I'm going to give you love or give you a purpose. Because one guy was like, I do deliveries shit. And now he's like the CEO, thing like that. The other people had better jobs. Aside from, I'm going to get people to do piano and I'm going to put a flyer up here. Hope to God something comes.
And it goes hand in hand with the whole like the basis of why the sitcoms appealed to her, because her father told her, oh, it's a show where everything is good at the end, everything works out. So she made it work out for these people who didn't have it in reality. So, and I mean that
even like she's trying to be the villain.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because if you watch this show from the beginning, you kind of get this villainous vibe to Scarlet Witch, like almost like a Jean Grey, like she's losing her mind, she's gonna go crazy on all the good people. But then as this turns, you're like, oh no, she's just grieving and she's still good. She just kind of went a little out of sync, like she came up with
out of sync with everything.
Yeah.
Because she
just
doesn't
came
know
out
how
of
she did it. Like she was just like, I'm living this life. How did these powers come to be? How was I making everything work? How did I reform reality?
Yeah, and she was kind of figuring it out probably just as much as Vision was, but she didn't want to leave. I don't think she thought, this is exactly, I get to have him again. Like, why would I want to leave? Like, and anybody who was trying to interfere with that was considered an enemy, even if they,
exactly.
So it kind of all comes full circle especially with this episode. Like, things just all makes sense.
Oh yeah, and then because. And the fact that she never took Vision's body, and Vision is legit reality, just like her kids. I was like, okay, I like this. I like that it wasn't the actual body, because even though, yes, when he came out and like broke apart, we are like, why would that happen? Like, at least, like, it's like, oh yeah, maybe she took the parts and was making it, and then of course, but that would just happen the second he came out. He would just fall. Like, it wouldn't even be break apart. He would just go, and he'd just die right there. But he was literally breaking apart because it's like, you can't. And I talked to Zach about this before the episode. Okay, maybe this hex or like this hexagon, which was funny because not only was a hexagon behind Wanda in the office, but also that Vision's like when you take off the red painting, it's just hexagons all over the place as sheet metal or whatever. So that's a whole thing. But her field of influence is why, like, outside of that, anything that was in that world would just break apart. And I think that's the only way, like Vision can technically. I think Vision can come out of this either A, Vision's going to possess whatever fucking white fucking vision they made in that weird ass shit where like we found the power source of vision. We tried everything, but apparently it's fucking dark matter. We're just like, oh, that yeah, just put it into the fucking robot. Do you know the science behind it? No, just do it. Like nothing bad can happen. It's not like that didn't happen to Wolverine. We made a clone of Wolverine. So yeah. Apparently, people don't watch Transformers or Terminator or the billion of other things. We're like, we've made this. Oh, it's killing people. Great.
It'll turn out fantastic. I mean, Skynet. We just need Skynet. It's all good.
So I know that's going to be something on the clinch of the finale, but also at the end where Agatha pretty much has the boys and saying like gives her the name of I knew I just was the final piece. I figured out who you are. You're Scarlet Witch, and I'm like, so I was about 30 years old or 30 years young or whatever. When I realized that apparently Scarlet Witch always meant Scarlet, like how that meant like a band or like the black sheep of something. I was just like, I just thought she wore red, and that's why they call her Scarlet Witch. I didn't know there was a deeper fucking meaning behind this.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, there's a lot of examples in superhero things where it's like it's just right on the nose. There is no subtlety, or it's like, hey, Spider-Man. He's a man who's got powers as a spider. What about Batman? He's a man with a bat and stuff. And Iron Man, he's got armor of iron. So, I mean, Scarlet Witch, it's like the first thing anyone would think is like, yeah, she just wears red and she's a witch. But it's like, apparently, there's a deeper meaning to all of this.
And I don't even know if they made it for the show or if that was always the thing, because I was just like, that's still clever. So, like, Agatha's there. And it's weird because I don't think of Agatha as like an evil, like she doesn't seem evil because yes, of course, she was trying to find out how Scarlet Witch did it, but she almost was like a therapist, like a very intensive therapist. Like, no, you have to go through this. You have to figure this out. You got to do it. Open to the door. Like she was just one of those like therapists that like we're gonna be intense about this shit. We are not doing the whole. How did it make you feel? Like, why are you such a bitch? Like, oh my god.
Because I get the feeling that. Either she wants her to like join her and work with her or do something with her, or maybe she wants to tap into her power because maybe she thinks, oh, you have greater power than I. So if I can make you figure out how you did all of this, then maybe I could do. Who knows?
Well, because she has chaos magic.
Yeah, there you go.
Crazy ass fucking energy on that.
Chaos.
If anyone knows D&D, it's not good. It's not good magic.
No bueno.
No bueno. So, was interesting because now they have Billy and who's the other Timmy?
Tommy and Billy.
Tommy and Billy. But so they have that, and they were just like, she's like, Mom, help us. Which then I'm like, okay, so I know that now it's going to be like the showdown, Agatha versus Scarlet Witch, which kind of doesn't make sense to me because she said, oh, I mean, you're in the room with my runes. You can't do anything. Outside, so was that a plan for Agatha to just bring them back outside so they could fight Scarlet Witch where she does not have powers? Like, Agatha's like not in control? Probably not the best idea. Also, Vision is still somewhere in the mix of this. I do not know what happens with the Pietro if he's going to try to do something. Also, Geraldine is somewhere there. Or, what was her name? Morgan?
Was she?
Or Photon or something.
Photon,
like,
yeah. She's somewhere.
Know.
She's hanging out. I think we're going to get some weird three-way battle.
Well, because I know she got stopped through. Maybe. Who knows?
Oh, wait, no. She went... No, she found the house, and then Pietro...
And Pietro's like, Snooper's gonna snoop.
Yeah, so she got put in the basement or something. So, but I think maybe she'll break out, and then in this final episode of WandaVision, they'll have like this three-way or four-way battle where it's Photon and Wanda against Agatha, and then also against Sword and this Vision, this alternate Vision that's gonna like work for them, you know. And it's gonna be like Wanda and Vision are gonna come face to face, but like he's not the Vision she thinks he is. He's a weapon of their choosing, and she's gonna be like, "But Vision," and he's gonna be like, "Bitch, I'm gonna kill you." I mean, he might not say those exact words.
Stab her in the face or something. You're like, oh, that's cool. That's good. But
gonna,
anyway,
gonna put his hand up.
Oh, dude, if he actually struck her,
God.
That's what they call it.
he tries to do that, and he hits her, and she doesn't even move, and it's just like the red from her magic, and he's like, Wanda, and she's like, goodbye, Vision.
Yeah, but that would be interesting. But yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting finale that's gonna happen, because they now need to have all these pieces put together, because after this there won't be another season. I think these are all limited series.
Yeah, I feel like these are treat them like you would just a movie and a phase, you know, like, because they're all going to be connected somehow anyways. Like the next one is Falcon and Winter Soldier, so that's going to be crazy. Thor,
which I'm surprised they didn't go with Loki. I'm like, I saw trailers for Loki, and I'm like, no, it's going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier. Okay, I guess we have to see Black Captain America. Whatever.
You're
okay.
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. But that trailer did actually seem cool. So it does hurt my interest. I know it's gonna be Zemo, which I'm like, not a lot of people know about Zemo or Baron Zemo, as he likes to be called. So who knows what? I also thought he was. Oh no, he was arrested in Winter Soldier. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Why he's the villain? Oh, that makes sense. So, but we'll find out more about that. But now it's like season 9 or whatever. So that's gonna be very. I mean, season 9, episode 9. That's gonna be interesting to watch. And
the finale.
We're gonna watch it like literally the day of, because I'm like, I cannot deal with it, because people be spoiling the shit out of this show. I knew about White Vision like on YouTube. I'm just like, clips.
Well, but it all depends on how you view spoilers in general. Like, some people get angry because it's like, dude, don't spoil it within this time frame. But other people are of the thought of the responsibility's on you. So it's like, if you think it's going to be spoiled, like, avoid everything.
To instantly watch everything, like, come on.
No, just avoid.
Well,
avoid YouTube.
It's so hard. You have to avoid legit everything. It is so, like, and I'm not like crazy about like spoilers, like, because when they are like, oh well, Pokemon has spoilers or whatever, I'm okay. Like, oh, I get to know this Pokemon beforehand. Now I get to study. I don't care. But like certain spoils, like spoil the ending, but pretty much how like Iron Man died in Endgame, and I'm just like, why? Like, it's like, it sucks that Tony dies at the end. I'm like, so, and it still was emotional. I still felt bad when Tony died, but I'm like, I kind of knew about this, and the only thing that made me just go through it was like, try to have optimism so you don't feel bad. Like, I just don't like that. Those kind of spoilers are like, what? Fuck you. Well, and especially when the worst kind of spoilers are when people like try to say, hey, you should this movie or watch this TV show, and then they spoil the ending to you. You're like, why would I watch it now? Why would you do that? It's like, hey man, this is a good show. Like, what happened? Like, when that person died for what they love, you're like,
well, it's kind of like in the 7th Star Wars, like when they brought the franchise back for a new era, and and Disney owns it now. And I mean, I was excited to check it out and see, you know, what the deal was. But before I ever saw it, my brother-in-law was reading a BuzzFeed article that said 10 memes that accurately describe how you feel when Han Solo dies. And he read that out while reading this article. And then immediately my sister was like, what the fuck? And he goes, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. And so from that moment on, I'm like, oh great, now I know Han Solo dies. And then my sister was like, don't worry about it, it's you see it coming, and I'm like,
yeah, but it's like,
that's fine, that doesn't help. Yeah. because
You see it coming.
yeah, like it's still a moment that like I wouldn't think of it going in. I wouldn't think
Yeah,
Han
no,
Solo
and
was gonna
even when
die.
they were showing like things like, oh, it's happening or whatever, you're still because I thought Leia was supposed to fucking die because the person who plays Leia is fucking dead. But of course, in Star Wars fashion, oh, did the place explode and she's in space? She uses the Force to fly through the air. I'm like, okay,
It's
I
like
guess if you don't want
nobody
to kill her, good on you. Like,
nobody
what?
nobody nobody dies in Disney World.
And well, aside from Luke Skywalker, this person, like name off all these people who died.
I think Luke didn't die. He just
Luke dies
ascended.
the worst fucking death.
He
ever.
ascended
Like,
into greatness.
oh my god, that was a dumb. Well, Star Wars has a lot of dumb things, like the fact that Rey, unless some movie, is absolutely nothing important. Like I was just like, oh. It has to be that Rey's like the daughter of Luke or something. Like, why is the beam sword like? Oh, it's the blue lightsaber. Something has to be there. And she has a draw. She has like she has the draw to the dark side and everything. That's just Skywalker 101. Like they all are just like all the dark side.
Well,
but the fact that sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and they also like they made her not as important as you thought, and also Finn I thought was gonna be a more integral character. Yeah,
like
he was nothing.
they hold my man Finn so bad. They were like, okay, we got the Rey. We have holy shit, what is his fucking name? Kylo Ren. We got him. Yeah, I got
the other dude, the pilot. The other dude, the pilot.
Oh, Finn.
No, the other guy.
Oh, the other way. No, I knew he wasn't gonna be that.
Yeah.
But they were supposed to be Rey, Finn, and Kylo Ren, and they're like the trifecta of like, like wait, we have a Star Trooper that's not actually like a bad guy. We have Rey, who at that point we were not knowing if she was going to turn to the dark side or do really good, and Kylo Ren, who's like in that same like I'm trying to be like Darth Vader, but will I be Darth Vader? Like that kind of thing. So, but when they didn't do that, and I'm just like, okay, they hold my man Finn, he was nothing. The Rey thing, I'm just like, she was family. She's like, you're just an orphan. Then
Nobody knows.
Make fucking movie that constantly was just like, Rey's this, ooh, and then she's like nothing, and then the whole thing was like, maybe she's a clone of Palpatine, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I was just like, now what? Do I've yet to watch the 8th one, and then it doesn't help that when it came out, like not even a week later, I keep hearing it sucked. It was horrible. I'm like,
well, there's what's his name? Snope, or I think it's Snope, Emperor Snope. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong. There's probably Star Wars fans watching this. They're like, how dare you? I don't like the movie either, but how dare you? But anyways, whatever the hell his name was, they made him out to be like this big villain character, and I'm thinking, okay, so this is the Emperor character for this trilogy, I guess.
Yep.
And then the way he goes out is like 2 seconds. Like fucking Kylo Ren tries to be clever and is like, oh hey, your lightsaber just happens to be on next to you. Let me turn it on and thus kill you that way. It was so lame. It was stupid.
Yep.
It was really stupid.
Well, it didn't help the Emperor in that. It's like, if you thought Emperor Palpatine looked like he should have been on death's door, this guy is like.
Yeah, this guy was like hanging. Literally, like people say hanging on by a thread. This guy was the thread.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is not anime old where somehow you were over the age of 80. Cool. Now you have the ability to just randomly abandon fucking moment, you please. Like, let's Exhibit A, Whitebeard. He got shot by how many things? And was like, nope, I'm gonna die. Never gonna die. Not die. When he finally dies, he dies standing. Physically impossible. Like, rigor mortis doesn't kick in like that. You don't just die.
Well, but he was a big sumbitch. That's the only
Like
way.
gravity's like, I can't put him down. I can't. I've been trying, man.
Like I could just see him. He's so stubborn that he just holds himself. Like even when his body is like feeling like it's gonna drop, he just like, and then he's dead, but he's still holding. He's still holding because he's Whitebeard, and that's what he does.
He's just hold on. No,
Hold
but like
on.
I always find that hilarious because One Piece is one of those animes that like there were none. It was like, oh, there's giants, but there's also people who are way too fucking tall. Like I'm just like, why are you over 10 feet? Like, wouldn't your legs just hate you at this point?
Well, didn't we check out? There was like a height chart of all the characters of One Piece, and they really.
Oh God, it was ridiculous.
It was like
it was ridiculous.
It's like when you think the giants are big, and then you see like this other character that you're like, oh wow, yeah, and they're like bigger and bigger and bigger. It's insanity. And when Luffy's like this, Luffy's at the bottom. He's a tiny guy.
Gum gum.
Gum punch.
It's like, oh, that's cute, kid. Boom. I'm like, slam him with the foot. Like, oh God. But I had nowhere to go for that. I really had nothing. But speaking of weird things, actually, or weird takes on things, I watched Batman: Soul of Dragon. That was a very strange movie. Because, okay, if you're watching this thinking like, oh, this is going to be legit to the Batman franchise, we're going to have like this, don't think that. This is like one of those things like how Batman, the anime, or the, what's it called, the anime? What was it called? I think it was just called Batman Anime, that movie.
I don't.
So he gave a lot of people a lot of money and a lot of like free will.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know if it was called Batman Anime. Was it? I don't think so. Well, Batman Ninja.
I have the movie,
wasn't
but
it?
I'm
Wasn't it
not
I
looking
think it was like Batman Ninja or some shit.
Oh yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. And that was just like, oh, we gave a lot of money to people, and they just winged it, and we're just, I don't like. It was visually astounding, but the story was actually fucking crazy. It made no fucking sense to what was going on.
Yeah.
Same thing with Soul of Batman. It was because, okay, we have this whole thing where like apparently another one of like origins that not only was Batman part of the fucking the ninja society of the fucking Tala Ghul and what's the fuck called again? I hate that I don't know this. I know the fucking leader. That's it. Like League of Shadows. There it is.
There.
So yes. So not only, but apparently he had time in his fucking journey to go to Tibet or some weird place, meet some sensei who's supposed to train him, and also meet all these other people like Bronze Tiger before he became Bronze Tiger, Lady Shiva before she became Lady Shiva, and some other guy who very resounding sounded like he was supposed to be Robin, but he's not Robin. Now it's just like, okay, because I think his name was Dick and his last name was Dragon.
Wait, was he supposed to be like Dick Grayson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it was like, so he was like Dick Grayson or whatever, and the whole thing was, oh, I see the same thing yours is doing. But yeah,
right.
It's hysterical.
I think my eyes have been open like so long today, and I'm just like
so long. But yeah, so it was a whole like so he was there, and the story is just like, okay, it was supposed to be like this detective kind of thing, but also like kung fu and ancient Chinese arts and shit like this. There's this whole sword that's supposed to be the key to a portal that has the Nagas, because that's a thing. And there was a fucking cult thing that made some invest for opening up the Naga gates. And of course, it was evidently called Cobra! I was like, every single time it came up, I was like, I'm going to remember this. Always. But it was a fun romp. Like, if you go into the movie thinking, okay, it's a Batman film, go punch it. It's like if you watch Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and just went, this is going to be a fun little go at a concept, you will like the movie. If you thought it was going to be like anything like the DC fucking anime universe that everything was connected and shifted into each other, like
Intertwined.
no, don't intertwined into the world of itself. Like don't go in there thinking it's that. It's not a 9. It was a good 7 out of 10. So it was a decent movie. It was no flashback paradox, which made me fucking cry.
I mean,
But it was good.
I'll just let people know. For the people that are watching that are wondering why I'm closing my eyes, the same thing that happened last
He's falling
week.
asleep on me. No.
That's true. I'm like another Batman movie. No, the same thing that happened last week happening right now live on the show, and I don't know if it's because my eyes are just. I don't know. It's late. I've been the lights are all on. I don't know what it is. My screen is bright as shit. I don't know what it is. But we persevere. We don't quit. we just keep going.
Don't quit.
We talk about Batman movies. We talk about Wanda. We only have about like 10 minutes left, and I'm looking at that without my eyes closed.
Yeah, probably you're right.
I'm right. Yeah.
So Paramount Plus. Tell people about it.
Well, as a man with his eyes closed, I might not be the best person to tell you about what I've seen on a streaming service. But Paramount Plus came out today, literally started today. If you have CBS All Access, you already have Paramount Plus. So
lucky son.
I mean, hey, I gotta. I'm trying to think why I think I got CBS All Access last year because of
for Star Trek.
Yes, I got it for Picard, and then I watched Picard, and then I was like, okay, what now? And I just kept it for almost a year, or for a year. Yeah, it's been like a year. So, I mean, CBS All Access has other stuff that I'm interested in. I just never really, I don't use it as often as I probably could. But, they have things that pop out that I would love to check out. But so now it's Paramount Plus. And they have, Nickelodeon, MTV, BET, Comedy Central, Paramount Network, like all that content that you would expect is all going to be there. I was just checking it out earlier today, and I looked at the Nickelodeon stuff. I'm like, okay, what classic stuff have they added? And they have like the majority. I wouldn't say they have everything. They do not have everything. They don't have like Salute Your Shorts or some of the more obscure shows they don't have. But like if you're looking for Double Dare, they got like 200 episodes of Double Dare. They have freaking...
Can only have so much of Double Dare.
Yeah, right. That's the only reason to get Paramount Plus is to watch old episodes of Double Dare. But they have all of that. They have Are You Afraid of the Dark, the old version and the new version.
We didn't movie. That thing that was coming out February.
Yeah, it's already been airing.
I didn't hear about it again after that moment.
Yeah, I think it's already started airing. But I mean, they have all the Nicktoons. If you're interested in the cartoons, they have everything. They have Danny Phantom, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Wild Thornberries. If you're nuts, yeah, I don't know why. Smash it. Rocket Power, if you want to have your nostalgia crushed for the rest of your life.
This is not as good as
it's not as good. Freaking I don't know. They just have a bunch. They have the typical Keenan and Kel, all that, Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Big Time Rush, and the Big Time Rush movie. I know that would interest Lincoln.
I've seen it.
Oh damn! All right.
Never think I haven't seen that.
But besides that, so they had all that stuff. So I checked out that, and then I checked out MTV next because I'm like, so many MTV shows from throughout when we were kids to when we were teenagers, adults, blah blah blah. They have a pretty decent amount. There are some things missing, like there's no Viva La Bam, which is like one of the best shows they ever had. The True Life episodes, they only have 3 seasons of True Life, and there's been like 30 seasons of True Life, so that's disappointing. because
Oh,
there's a lot of good episodes of that. Um, let's see what else. The Real World. They have every single season of The Real World. If you're into that, they have a ton of The
you want
Challenge.
to clusterfuck?
Yeah, yeah. They have The Challenge, which I mean they've had before. Just a whole bunch of. They have classic stuff like Diary. If you remember Diary.
I don't think so.
You never remember the show Diary from MTV?
I remember nothing of MTV.
Oh God. Okay.
It is in a vacuumous void that is my mind at this point.
Well, the one show that I completely blanked out of my mind, and it was the very last show on the list for MTV, was Wonder Chosen. And that show is it's like an Adult Swim version of Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah.
It is freaking it's so wacky, but it's hilarious. It's like absurdly hilarious. So I'd recommend that. I haven't checked out the other ones because, to be quite honest, what am I watching on BET Plus? I do not know. Like just
From a BET, bro? Well, you don't like. Oh, okay. I see how it is. You don't like black entertainment. You don't like every single fucking movie being about gun violence, leaving the kids as a grown up.
Tyler Perry's the Office or the Oval. The Oval. I think that's what it's called.
Goddamn Tyler Perry.
But yeah. So I'm pretty sure they have Chappelle. No, wait. They probably don't have Chappelle's show because he didn't want the show on any service.
They have it on Netflix, which take that. They didn't pay them for it. Kind of feel bad about. Also, I've seen all of Chappelle shows, so I don't have to see it ever again.
Exactly. But overall, I mean, I think it's. Is it the best streaming service? No. Is it? Is it good for what you're paying for it?
No.
Yes. No. I think it is. I think it is.
I'm joking. No.
He was like, nah, get out of here. Lincoln's like, Paramount, not in my house.
Damn.
I mean, I think it's just better than Peacock.
I think it's a good contender for like the streaming renaissance. That's like, oh god, Peacock is not doing well. Well,
Peacock
I guess if you want like all those old ass movies, but I haven't watched Peacock aside from like the one time I see Superstore, which doesn't help that it's still on NBC. So why do you watch it here? And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I don't know when that's ever coming back. So yeah.
I mean, Peacock is just, to me, like, even going into it, I was kind of like, they don't have a strong lineup anyways. Like, it's just not gonna. I don't know if it's gonna stand out as much. Like, their exclusives is what hurts them, because it's like, okay, Saved by the Bell is great, great show.
Yep.
But once you watch that, what else?
Are you gonna do after that?
Exactly. They don't have a lot else. Paramount has some interesting things, but I would also say that they. Actually, no. I'd say they'd have more, because the Picard and the Star Trek and this Real World show they're putting on there, and some of the other things that they're doing, a little bit more intriguing, a little bit more worth your while. But I mean, still not as good as, the typical, Disney Plus. They have the money and the power; they could just kill it. HBO Max even has a lot of great stuff. I mean, maybe not as diverse for if you're looking for like a whole bunch of family content, although I say that knowing that HBO Max has an entire slate of cartoons and shit, so maybe I'm wrong there. But
they had that's the one I forgot about. Yeah, because I watched what's it fucking called? Close Enough season 2, which was amazing. And I watched Looney Tunes, which was also good, so
there you go. And I fully think I've recovered from the issues with my eyes being just like
your special eyes are working now.
They're just like burning my eyes. But yeah. So overall, would I recommend it? Mildly. I would mildly recommend it if you want to go back and rewatch stuff from your childhood. If you were a person who watched Nickelodeon and MTV, perfect. If you watch BET. If you watch Comedy Central, there's a lot of Comedy Central shows.
A lot of places.
Yeah,
You got that South Park. You got that. Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff. Also, no, Paramount wouldn't have sports or anything like that. But,
no, they're gonna have sports on Paramount Plus.
okay.
They said, I mean, well, they already do because like they have soccer, they have the UEFA Champions League and stuff like that. But they're gonna try to like they're gonna try to merge the CBS Sports and the CBS News into this, so that you're gonna have live stuff that other channels can't. Like Peacock doesn't. Actually, no, Peacock does. Peacock does offer sports, but
I think everything after a while is going to offer sports because
yeah.
sports is like on every fucking other network.
It's all gonna melt.
People love that
football. now that's worthy of being a clip right there. You just go football. It's perfect. Breathe it, love it. Football.
But Zach, tell them where they can find you.
Well, you can find me at W Von Lewis on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. I promise that I won't spend my time there with my eyes closed like I did for the last 30 minutes of the show. No, but
gotta keep your eyes closed and your ears open.
I try. I try my best.
Just going to like TLC kind of music. So.
people, somebody might just like randomly skip through the show, or what if they skip like the first 40 minutes and all they see is just like me with my eyes closed? Like, what is this motherfucker, Stevie Wonder? Like, what is he doing? Like, and then they start telling their friends like, "Oh my god, there's a podcast with this blind dude and this other guy."
That's sweet. Now you have to close your eyes on other things.
Oh god.
You think he's even blind? What makes you think blind? The fact that he's wearing fucking glasses? Like, who does it as a blind person? You don't put... Yeah, you can put on sunglasses, but no blind person like, well, I need these for my vision that I don't have! But yeah, so you can find us anywhere.
Yes. Moshi Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. T-shirts, astrellis.threadless.com. We're on YouTube. Just search Moshi Podcast Desk, because God knows what our channel website name is, because I tried to put Moshi in there and it don't fucking work. So, and then we're also on Twitch. Also, just search for us. There's no other Moshi Podcast Desk on Twitch. We're the only ones. If you're watching this right now,
we're the one and only.
Yeah, good luck to you. Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for sticking around, you bastards.
Yeah, I think I already said T-shirts. Podcast is everywhere.
Spotify, Audioboom, iTunes, Stitcher. Wait, what?
No, I'm just pointing at you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Here we have it. Spotify, Stitcher, Audioboom, podcast, and
podcasts.
Sorry.
Pornhub. Hey guys, our podcast is now live on Pornhub.
God help you. No, don't say that, because people will do that.
We are the most hardcore when it comes to reviews and debates and fandoms. That's like the best description of our show. We're just the most hardcore. We will get hard on fandom. We will pound fandom until we just can't stop pounding.
Okay,
this is why we're not listed as a kids show on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, we could never be put. You know how many times I would have like beep. Oh, apparently you have a whole thing with the density of curses, so you can't be just like lay down the F-bombs all together again. I was like, I guess because curses hurt children's ears. I remember the first time I heard the word shit, my brain exploded. Wait, I'm still here? Oh, who guessed?
we are the Wonder Chosen of podcast. Well, because I bet
farmers.
I bet you any money YouTube would probably like use their algorithms to look at our video, and they'll see the colors and they'll be like, "Oh, these are bright colors. Oh, they're talking about like cartoons and things. Kid show, right?"
Yeah.
No.
But you can find me at my bro. You can find me at my Twitter at Childo. I also have my Facebook as Washington Edwards. Freaking name, because You gotta love yourself. And also, I haven't changed it since like college when I got Facebook, which is weird that I have to say I got it in college. But the only reason, like the only reason why I had a Facebook was legit because they're like, you need a Facebook. Like,
Wow.
I guess.
Like somebody
lived with me forever.
like somebody just walked up to you and said, "Boy, you need his Facebook." You're like, "How the who are you? Why are you telling me this?"
They're like, why you gonna need a Facebook? Like, we don't have spittoons. What? How did you do that? Like, no one does chibak, which is chewing tobacco put together.
Chewing
But anyway,
tobacco.
with the same old and everything. Be out fam. Bye for now.
And Pokcha Wonderschosen. I just like saying it.
Wandavision. Wait, after the season finale, we won't be able to say that anymore. We'll be like, so we're gonna review Air. Isn't it crisp? Breathe in that air.
Well, after
hydrogen.
after WandaVision ends, we're gonna end up doing tournaments again. That's an exclusive for the YouTube and Twitch. Bye.
Bye.